Welcome back to Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development. I'm Mr. Dixon. Happy Labor Day. That's when I'm filming this. Put it up tonight. You know, it takes forever to get up. But anyway, I'll be up there. You can look at it, all 9 of you, whoever watches this shit. Anyway, I got my gin and tonic, and then I'm going to read these week's stories, or within the week, of every, guy who's got arrested. Unfortunately, it's all pedo stuff, because that's what most of these guys get arrested for. All these religious folks. Anyway, let me drink. Except the Pope, who doesn't know about any of it. He has no clue. How can anybody accuse him of anything? How would the Pope possibly know if there's any pedophilia going on in the Catholic Church? Are you kidding? What? That boy don't know shit. He don't know. He don't know what's going on. He's just the Pope. Like Trump. What? Work with the Russians? How would I know that? What do I know? I have no idea what's going on. If only that rule could work for poor people. People don't have any power. And like, hey, you can't put me in jail. I have no idea. I didn't know that bank robbery was legal. I didn't know conspiring to shoot that guy was gonna be a problem. Drinky. Should be a lot cold. There's got a lot of ice in here. I'm not sweating. It's fucking hot as balls out today. For the girls, hot as balls is like, if you're unfamiliar with balls, having balls, sweating balls. What would be the female equivalent of sweat? Is tits? Tit sweat, you get a little sweat under your tits. That's what it'd be like. Anyway, just hot. Not hot. You're like, oh God, that's hot, baby. Hot as in, oh, this is fucking hot. All right, let me get through this shit. Why am I so vulgar today? I'm so sorry. Anyway, we got how many? We got 4 stories. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stories for you. Hopefully no repeats, but with me, who knows? I really should screen these better, but I'm the only one doing this operation, and quite frankly, I'm only half-assing it. I don't know why. Why do I bother doing it if I'm not going to do a good job? But I like doing it, I guess. Some part of me must enjoy it, because I keep doing it. They ain't doing fuck all for me. Anyway, sorry, let's get into this. This is our first story. This is from Eyewitness News 7. From KABC, actually. Child misconduct investigation widens for former Catholic priest arrested for trying to lure teen in Banning. Banning is the place. Banning, California. Have you been to Banning? I've never heard of it. An arrest for suspected illicit communication with a child has detectives looking for potential victims in 3 Southern California counties. The Archdiocese of Los Angeles issued a bulletin to Our Lady of Lourdes and Northridge that a former priest is under investigation. When aren't they? When is it a former priest under investigation? When he's not a former priest and he's a current priest and under investigation. You have to watch your kids. The world is not safe anymore, said Gary Osman, who came to the school to pick up his grandchild. Gary, the world has never been safe for children or just about anybody else. But I don't know what your definition of safe is, Gary. I guess he must mean white man saying, like, I'm a white man, so the world's always been safe. But I don't know. I don't know why he's defining safe. But world's never been that safe. For kids, for adults, for children. I said kids tonight. For women, for black, for Indians, Native Americans, it's never been that safe. Or not for a very long time, I guess is maybe a better way to put it. Anyway, no, I think never. It's like make America great again. It's like, well, America's always been great. I don't know about always been great. Great-ish, maybe? I'll say great-ish. America's been great-ish. It's been some very good things America's done. Very, very good. Very, very good. But also some very, very bad things. So, great-ish. America has always been great-ish. But make it great again is like bullshit because, well, always that great. It really, really wasn't. Anyway. Charles Mayer, I had a friend of mine, I'm going to get back to this, don't worry, I have a friend of mine who insists he's a white dude, so just so you know. He says that Obama is the last legitimately elected president, and not just legitimately, but he's the last president I get, which doesn't make sense because Reagan actually got a majority, but he's the last person to get a majority of the vote. He got 53% or whatever it was, a majority. And the last president, even Clinton, 2 terms, didn't get it. We know George W. Bush didn't get 2 terms. I think George H. Bush got the majority. I mean, he won in the lines. He got 40 state victory, so he actually technically. So I don't know what he means, but he's saying like, but above, if you take all the presidents. Because, like, many years ago, some of the presidents, we, like, hail, like, oh, like, so great. But some of these guys won at a time when women couldn't vote, at a time most minorities couldn't vote, or they were suppressed from voting. There was no Civil Rights Act. So they're like, this is, it's reasonable. It's like, sort of like what people, not that I follow sports, but people who complain about baseball, or not complain, but talk about baseball, like, well, there was the Negro League, and then there was the Major League, and they're like, well, some of these guys didn't play against Negro League players, so, like, are they really that great? Because they never had to compete against black players, so how fantastic were they? Were they really great, such great players, if they never really had to compete from the best of everywhere? They only had the best of other white guys. So, I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with this story here, which is, next paragraph here is, Charles Mayer, 55, had been a newly ordained priest when he worked at Lourdes Catholic School from 1996 to 2000. The Archdiocese said he was dismissed for violating rules about interacting with youth and that there have been no reports of criminal misconduct. Mayer was recently promoted to dean at Nicollet Middle School and Banning. Then some evidence through social media that he sent nude photos of himself and allegedly tried to meet up with a 14-year-old boy for sex. Which you usually do. If you're sending someone nude photos, you probably want to meet them up for sex. Because why would you want to send them your picture of your dick if you don't want them to be on it? Here's a picture of my dick. Don't you think about it in a sexual way. So here's my dick. All right, no. Meyer soon learned he was actually chatting with a San Bernardino County Sheriff's detective. I think I have read this already. Anyway, this is later anyway. Previous employers include 2 Lutheran churches in Vista and Manatee. I think I read about this guy, not that I read this explicit story before, which have since disbanded. The inquiry follows an aggressive safety campaign at all Catholic schools in the wake of the clergy misconduct scandal. In the wake of the clergy. How long has just the wake of the scandal been going on? I'm glad they're being aggressive now. Aggressive. The inquiry followed, said that the parents described multiple layers of security. Bathrooms are supervised, and older children are separated from playing with young children. I don't think the kids are fucking each other. I think the problem with the priest, well, the priest is what the fucking the kids, and the nuns were murdering the kids. I don't know if you know about the Mandolin, the laundry, whatever the fuck that was. So that's what you have to worry about. I don't think the kids were doing anything to each other. Not that you don't have to watch children, but let's face it, the adults were the problem in the Catholic Church scandals, not the kids. But okay, I'm glad they're looking at make sure the older children don't play with the younger children. Mayer remains in custody. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like the younger kids playing with the older kids? Depends. I mean, if they're like 14 and they're playing with 3, it's kind of weird. Although I don't know. I don't. My first inclination is kids who just like playing with other kids. I mean, I realize 14-year-olds can be pedos too, but I don't know. I usually just think of the adults as the ones being the problem. Usually the other teenage boys or teenage girls generally are not fucking the kids. I know what happens, but I think it's usually the adults you have to worry about. But, obviously, it's better to be safe than sorry. Anyway, parents describe multiple layers of security. I said that already, sorry. Mayer remains in custody, facing 3 felony charges with no bail set. An arraignment is set for Monday in Rancho Cucamonga. This is obviously, because today is Monday, and it wasn't set for Labor Day, so this may be a week behind. Detectives confirmed that the Banning School District had conducted a background check on Mayer. However, his record was clean because he has never been arrested. And we're going to find more of that story. Look it up on ABC. KABC. Child misconduct investigation. Windings for former Catholic priest arrested for trying to lure teen in Banning. That is the headline. Moving on. Next story. This is from Fox 5. Church deacon arrested on charges of sexually abusing teen in Loudoun County in 2003. Leesburg, Virginia. 15 years after their investigation into a child sexual abuse case started, that's a long fucking time, guys, the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office announced a popular church deacon has been arrested. Well, I'm glad it's only 15 years. We got around to it. We arrested him. Kevin O'Connor, a 62-year-old deacon at Calvary Temple in Sterling, was first accused of sexually abusing a child in May 2003. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office has been tight-lipped about why it took 15 years for an arrest to be made in the case. The officials would only say new information has surfaced over the years. O'Connor has been charged with sexual assault by force, 2 counts of aggravated sexual battery, 2 counts of aggravated sexual battery while incapacitated asleep. And that's what incapacitated means, and probably also means drunk, but in this case they say sleep. And 2 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child. Investigators said the victim was between 13 and 15 years old when the alleged abuse happened. We're told the victim is a family member who also attended Calvary Temple, so he's fucking one of his own relatives. Well, that's sweet. The sexual abuse, well, you got to keep it in the family, I say. The sexual abuse was first reported in 2003, but never prosecuted due to insufficient evidence. In 2012, the case was re-examined after new details surfaced through numerous interviews that led to O'Connor's arrest this week. To be honest, I was relieved because as the parent of a 3-year-old, if there is any allegations of sex abuse, I want that investigated, and if there is anything that comes of it, it's important that we get law enforcement involved, said one woman who said she attended Calvary Temple twice, but wanted to remain anonymous, fearing possible retaliation. From who? Who's going to retaliate? I don't want my child molested. I don't want other people's children molested. Who's retaliating against you on that? How fucked up is the world with someone like, how dare you? How dare you be against child molestation? Don't you know my priest should be able to fuck your child? What retaliation? That's weird. I don't doubt that she's like legitimately concerned because people are fucking nuts and they probably do something. How dare you accuse priests of being child molesters? And there's like arrest. And, oh, you're just a Catholic bigot. That's what it is. And there's more arrest. Oh, how dare you? Fuck you, assholes. Oh, fucking pieces of shit. The Catholic Church is an institution and it is a pedo factory. Can you say it with me, kids? Pedo factory. Fuck the Catholic Church and fuck its defenders. All right, moving on. All right, she said she stopped going to the church after hearing about child sex abuse allegations. Well, good for you, honey, because that's exactly what the response should be. My concern is why it took 15 years, she said. Who was being protected? For the longest time, I've seen protesters outside the church saying families that were separated, there were kids clean. Huh? Read that again, Joe. My concern is why would it take 15 years? Okay, she said. Who was being protected? For the longest time, I've seen protesters outside the church saying families that were separated, there were kids cleaning that they had been abused in the church. And worst of all is when I attempted to attend some of the services that had very aggressive recruitment policy. What's an aggressive? I thought that was Scientology bullshit, aggressive recruitment policy. I didn't know they also had it with the Catholics. A Loudoun County Sheriff Mike Chapman declined to speak to Fox 5 about the case, but officials said that the supervisor of the Criminal Investigation Division back in 2003 was a member of the Calvary Temple. Oh boy! Of course, a fucking cop would be in front of these fucking pedo churches. Well, why not? I'll shoot the black person. I'll fuck their kids. Hey! Where I'm a priest, I'm a cop. Da 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 da. We do abuse of power. Hey! All right. London County, I said the chairman, but officials said that a supervisor. Oh, sorry. London County Sheriff Mike Chapman declined to speak to Fox 5 about the case, but officials said that the supervisor of the Criminal Investigation Division back in 2003 was a member of the Calvary Temple. That supervisor has since transferred to the Traffic Division, and the Sheriff's Office said it did not prompt a delay in arresting O'Connor. Just as happened, the guy who was a member of that church was there, and they're like, hey, what child priest molested? Get out the fuck out of here. And then eventually they go, well, we're going to transfer you to the Traffic Division. And suddenly like, hey, look at all this evidence of child molestation. We got to arrest this guy. And that guy's off somewhere else. All right. Good work all around from everybody. The sheriff's office is continuing its investigation into Calvary Temple. That's how that ends, or at least that's what I got. Moving on. Next story. Turo News is from Turo News. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's spelled Truro. But it's Turo. I guess it's pronounced Turo. If it's pronounced something else, let me know. In the comments. I won't rate it, but that's where you should put the... that's incorrect, Joe. You gotta correct that. And who knows if I will. Former teacher headed to trial in Halifax. A former pastor at a church in Upper Hammonds Plains has been committed to stand trial at Nova Scotia Supreme Court on historical sex-related charges. That's an interesting term for it. It's historical. Like George Washington chopping down a cherry tree. We got a story of a man we're going to get historically. Michael Oliver Fisher, 39, of Antigua, was arrested last year and charged with sexual assault and sexual exploitation. Fisher is alleged to have committed the offenses against a 17-year-old girl in 2008 when he was an associate pastor at Emmanuel Baptist Church. I used to go to an Emmanuel Baptist Church, but obviously this isn't the same one. Thank God no one, pun intended, put their hands on me. A preliminary inquiry was held Thursday at Halifax Regional Court. Judge Amy Sakalukas? It's spelled Sakalaukas. Sakalukas? Amy Sakalukas? I don't know. There was a Judge Amy TV show, wasn't there? Never mind. Anyway, Judge Amy Sakalukas sent the matter for trial after hearing evidence for the alleged victim and another civilian. There are publication bans on the identity of the complainant and the evidence presented at the inquiry. I guess it was like Canadian news. That's how they do it. Fisher was represented by Dartmouth lawyer Michelle James, will appear in Supreme Court in Halifax on September 6th for arraignment. He was elected to be tried by a judge alone. Officers with Halifax Integrated Sexual Assault Team launched an investigation in August 2016 after the alleged victim filed a complaint with the police. Why is it integrated sexual assault? I don't know what that means. Anyway, we're integrated. We're black. We're white. I don't know what they mean by integrated. Anyway, I guess that's probably a different integration. Anyway, Fisher has worked at St. Francis Xavier University in Antigonish, you know how to pronounce it, Canadians, since 2014. He is placed on leave from his job as co-coordinator of students of African descent in the spring of 2017. Uh-oh. This is one of my people. Oh, shit. When the charges were announced, its St. FX spokeswoman said there was no evidence students at the university were at risk. By the way, it's like there's a St. Francis in New York City. I'm sure there's no connection. When the charges said that, Francis remains free on an undertaking with conditions that have no contact with the complainant and notify police within 48 hours of any change in his address or employment. Earlier this year, the Crown, that's British speak for the court. Earlier this year, the Crown agreed to remove conditions that required him to remain in Nova Scotia and surrender his passport. I am sweating like a pig, but I'm almost done. This is my last story. This is in New York 4, Channel 4. That is 7 people, including a rabbi, finally, no more of this goddamn priest or rabbi. 7 people, including a rabbi, arrested in $14 million Rockland County funding scam, according to feds. Federal funds were meant to help underprivileged children, authorities say. 7 Muncie and Kyron Joel residents, including a rabbi, were arrested Wednesday in connection with an alleged $14 million ripoff of a federal school technology funding program, federal prosecutors said. The FBI arrested the 7 for allegedly stealing money meant to help underprivileged children, which is the class. Well, it's not as bad. I mean, hey, at least they didn't fuck the kids, you know. So it's like it's under child fucking. So they got that going for them. They just ripped off underprivileged children who related the money, but they didn't touch them. So prosecutors said that suspects lied to claim they were serving an independent consultants and vendors. We've read this. I remember this story before. We did this story before. Not this literally the story, but the first arrest. First time there was an investigation for. Anyway, independent consultants and vendors to help obtain and provide telecommunication services to private religious school students across Rockland County. Federal dollars would come from federal E-rate program, which is funded by the FCC. But investigators said the services were never provided with the 7 allegedly stealing money from 2010 to 2016, so 6 years of that. These indictments is important not only because fraudsters should be held to account for their crimes, but also because the next generation of students should have access to telecommunication services, internet access, and related equipment irrespective of their means, and in spite of the fact that people, like the defendants, seek to line their own pockets at the expense of underprivileged children. Said U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman. Simon Goldenbrenner and Moshe Schwartz were accused of helping to run the criminal ring. Rabbi Aaron Melber, I hope there's no connection to the guy on MSNBC. Rabbi Aaron Melber, who worked at a religious school in Oakland, allegedly used his school to try to obtain $1 million in funds, some of which are then allegedly shared among members of the ring or used for purposes that not included E-rate program. The suspects in this investigation allegedly used funding from a program designed to give underprivileged school internet access to pad their own bank accounts, said William Sweeney, FBI agent director in charge. I'm FBI director in charge. Witch hunt! It's a witch hunt! No, sorry. Sorry, I was channeling Trump there. To add insult to injury, school officials who see the day-to-day struggle to even find money for pencils and paper were allegedly involved in the scheme. The FBI said the scam was especially brazen because the suspects requested technology funding for Hasidic religious schools where students are often banned from using internet, computers, or any other kind of technology because it's Hasidic, so it's fucking backwards. Alright, anyway. In one case, over $500,000 in video conferencing equipment was ordered for a daycare center serving toddlers 2 to 4 years old, who, not big internet users. The FBI said the equipment order would serve no real purpose for the student population. Also charged Wednesday, Peretz Klein, Susan Klein, Ben Cleland, Moise Schwartz, and Shalom Steinberg. They were expected to be arraigned in federal court in White Plains on the wired fraud-related charges. Yeah. What a bunch of fuckers. All right. That is Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll just see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.